by her school.
They victim blame you, and they ask you, what were you wearing?
6 Massachusetts colleges under federal investigation for how they handle sex abuse cases.
The cold air has finally taken a hike and left the region. We're looking at milder temps, but some showers and storms in the weekend forecast.
A link between sleep and memory loss in women. Dr.Mallika Marshall with how much shut-eye you need each night to stay sharp.
Plus, the 911 call that led to the arrests of singers Paul Simon and Edie Brickell.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 5 starts right now.
55 colleges and universities across the country under investigation for how they handle sexual assault on campus. This list also includes some big-name schools right here in Massachusetts. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Jonathan Elias.
And I'm Paula Evan. The White House named names today, making good on a promise for transparency about sexual assaults in higher education. There are open investigations in 28 states. Students at Amherst College, Boston University, Emerson College, Harvard, Harvard Law, and UMass Amherst say their schools failed to protect them. Jim Smith is live in Cambridge tonight. Jim?
Paula, good evening. You may recognize Title IX as the law that guarantees females equal access to sports, but it also regulates the way that colleges and universities handle sexual violence. Some students here at Harvard University have filed a complaint, but they're not alone. Other students at Emerson, including one young lady, she is still seeking justice. Sarah Tedesco was a freshman at Emerson College when she says she was raped by a student who lived in her dorm. She reported it to Emerson, but says she was told not to make a big deal out of it.
You go and you report it to an administrator, and they victim blame you, and they ask you, what were you wearing? Why were you at an off-campus party? It's like, I'm here trying to come forward. I want you to be a little bit more compassionate with me, guide me through this process, and you're not guided through the process.
Emerson is now one of 55 schools under investigation for violating Title IX, a federal law requiring colleges and universities to advise victims of rights, conduct investigations, and ensure victim safety. Harvard is on the list as well. A student group there has filed a complaint alleging the university's current policies create what they call a hostile environment for assault survivors.
There's an unacceptable level of victim blaming that's present in the administration, whether it's just by telling a survivor that they shouldn't pursue a disciplinary case, they wouldn't consider that survivor's assault to be serious enough because the survivor didn't struggle enough, which just places the burden on the survivor.
Colby Bruno represents hundreds of assault victims and works with schools to educate them on Title IX.
I think it's one of the ways that the federal government is lacking in enforcement.
Emerson conducted a brief investigation of Sarah Tedesco's case and dismissed it. She was never granted a hearing.
It's very emotionally draining. You just moved into college, and you should be happy and focusing on your future and not sitting in a dorm room crying at night because nobody's listening to you.
Emerson College tells WBZ News that it can't comment on the Tedesco case, citing privacy concerns, but it does say it's working diligently to expand its sexual assault and education programs. As far as Harvard University goes, they tell us that the university is almost finished with a brand new Title IX policy that the school was just about to unveil. Live in Cambridge, Jim Smith, WBZ News. Jonathan and Paula, back to you.
I know this bothers students a lot. This infuriates parents as well. Jim, thanks very much. Well, the rain and temperatures in the 40s, gone.
Yeah, the sun making an appearance here late in the afternoon, and we're lucky when you consider what happened right to our south. This was the scene in Philadelphia where floodwaters filled the streets and rescue workers had to use boats to reach those who were stranded. Chief Meteorologist Eric Fisher's here now with a look at the details. Eric?
Unbelievable. This storm, we are just thankful that this thing is moving out of the picture. Last night we were talking about that heavy rain corridor from D.C. to New York, southwestern Connecticut. There you go. It's accumulated rainfall of the last 24 hours. And you notice some of those higher totals right around New York City and right around Philly. When you get heavy rain in a city, the flooding comes about a lot easier. Around here, the heaviest rain got across southern Worcester County, and we had about 1 to 2 inch totals in some of those heavier bands. Overall, good soaking, but not nearly the amount of issues that other folks had to deal with. Now we have the sun coming out, still cloudy on the Cape and the islands, and there are a few showers that are popping out toward the Hudson Valley. With the sun, the temperatures are rebounding quickly. 64 now in Worcester. Willimantic, Connecticut is now up to 70 degrees. There's a shot of some cooler air off to the west, and it's drier air too. That moves in tonight. A lingering shower, foggy at the Cape, temperatures in the 40s for tonight. Now, this storm system we've been talking about for days, it unleashed deadly tornadoes, flash floods across the country. Finally, now it's ending. The large parts of the Northeast have been left underwater, as you just saw. Alexis Christoforous is in a hard-hit neighborhood in Queens, New York, with more.
High floodwaters in Philadelphia turned a city bus into a submarine. 3 people had to be rescued. Firefighters used small boats to ferry stranded residents and pets from a flooded apartment building. 24 hours of nonstop rain forced residents in Manville, New Jersey to paddle around in canoes. Dozens of cars had to be fished out of a parking lot turned into a pond, while homes in a neighboring town were completely cut off from dry land. Investigators and cleanup crews were at the scene of a landslide in Baltimore. Cars and mud were sent tumbling 75 feet down a hill, but no one was injured. A landslide north of New York City covered train tracks with debris, and at a law firm on Long Island, cars got buried under mud and mulch when a huge retaining wall caved in. This neighborhood in Howard Beach, Queens, got hit with a month's worth of rain in just 36 hours. Some residents say the damage was worse than Superstorm Sandy. Frances Medina lost everything in her apartment under 2 feet of floodwater.
You see all your property lost, your memories. It's horrible.
Her neighbors were up to their chests in sewer water. You had about 6 feet of water in here.
Yes, it was gushing. It knocked the refrigerator over.
The floodwaters also damaged her disabled son's wheelchair, but they all escaped uninjured. Alexis Christoforous, CBS News, Queens, New York.
Round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs gets underway tonight.
Yeah, the Canadians, much loved team around here. Not so much. They're in town, do battle with the Bruins. It is a busy sports night in Boston with the Bruins game at the Garden, the second game of a day-night doubleheader at Fenway. In fact, that's a live look right now. The traffic, well, on the Pike, it's not moving all that badly. It's going to get a little slower. We have live team coverage for you this evening. Christina Hager spoke with excited fans, and we're going to start, though, with Steve Burton, who's live inside the Garden, and this is going to be an exciting time for Bruins fans.
Oh, you got that right. What a day to get manned away. Bruins and Canadians, game 1 of the playoff series between these two teams, and the Bruins love the fact that they have home ice advantage. The question is, can they keep it? Let's hope they can. The Bees held one last optional skate here at the Garden this morning. Brad Marchand elected not to take part, but Daniel Paille was out there. We're unsure if he'll play tonight. He's a game-time decision as he returns from his 3rd concussion this season. He has been cleared to play, but if there's one thing we do know for sure, this place is going to be rocking tonight.
It's gonna be great. Obviously, Boston against Montreal, it's always there's always something extra. So we're ready for it. We're excited, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be special. It's always great. The fans have always given us the energy that we need to get going, and at this time of the year, that's what you need. And I think even more so against Montreal, there's always lots of history behind it. So they always respond.
Well, the Bruins are the best team in hockey. They know it, but so do the Montreal Canadiens. But the Canadiens are not lacking in confidence whatsoever. Keep in mind, they beat the Bruins 3 out of 4 times this season. That is the story here at the Garden. Cannot wait for the puck to drop. Paula, back to you.
All right, Steve, we'll see you in just a little bit. Thanks. And while the Bruins are focused on the Canadiens, fans are focused on the rivalry. Christina Hager is live outside the Garden for us. And Christina, we know not a little love lost between these two teams.
It is a great rivalry, and here we are about to start a new chapter in this whole Bruins versus Habs thing that's been going on for decades. It has been rather friendly here on Causeway today, but the closer we get to game time tonight, the more you start to hear those fighting words.
Don't poke the bear!
The bear. Don't poke it, she says.
Super Marchand.
As we begin a new chapter in a storied NHL rivalry, there's a truck full of t-shirts here on Causeway in the shadow of the Bobby Orr statue.
The Godfather of Bobby Orr.
And let's just say we're only showing you the threads that are suitable for family viewing.
We'll make a Canadian dive team shirt. If you're a big hockey fan, you absolutely know the Canadians like to dive a lot. This is one of my other favorite shirts we got going on right here.
Thornton Scarface shirt.
It's not lost on the Montreal Gazette sports writer across the street.
Montreal fans and the Montreal Canadiens logo has been desecrated. I see a truck across the street selling T-shirts with reasonably profane messages to the Montreal Canadiens and to the Habs and so on. But, you know, I mean, this is all part of what makes this rivalry so fantastic.
Causeway Fight Club.
Is it any different than the Red Sox and the Yankees?
Yes, it feels similar, but this is unmistakably hockey.
Nightmare on Causeway.
It's what happens when you have two great hockey cities going head-to-head. Like I said, it's been rather friendly here on Causeway, but nobody cares about that. It's how this rivalry plays out on the ice in here tonight. That's the stuff that has us all on the edges of our seats. At the Garden, Christina Hager, WBZ News. Paula, back to you.
I loved her. Don't poke the bear. All right, Christina.
Don't poke the bear.
Thank you. Stay with WBZ for continuing coverage as the Bruins skate towards the Stanley Cup. Go to our website for detailed schedule information, series predictions, and a head-to-head breakdown. It's all there online for you at cbsboston.com.
In other news this evening, fighting the death penalty. Attorneys for Boston Marathon bombing suspect Johar Tsarnaev say that prosecutors are trying immigration history against him. Michael Rosenfield is here now with the details. Michael?
Jonathan, these court documents just filed today shedding light on a new tactic defense attorneys are trying. Their client, Johar Tsarnaev, is currently facing the death penalty, and his attorneys want one of the factors listed by the government in support of capital punishment thrown out.
Will Johar Tsarnaev's foreign birth play a role in whether he's sentenced to death? Federal prosecutors have listed his betrayal of the United States as a reason for the death penalty. Tsarnaev is accused of planting the bombs along with his brother on Boylston Street during last year's marathon. Johar had just become a citizen 7 months earlier. But his attorneys call it unprecedented for citizenship to be a factor in considering the death penalty, saying the betrayal factor has no legally permissible role in the case.
I think the defense filing is a very solid, reasonable, and compelling filing, and I think the government should pay particular attention to it.
Tsarnaev's attorneys call the argument emotionally powerful, but legally spurious, that Tsarnaev is more deserving of the death penalty than a native-born offender because he attacked us after we took him in. His attorneys say the government is proposing that naturalized citizens are more blameworthy than native-born citizens and should face a more severe punishment for an identical crime. And while resentment of Tsarnaev's immigration status and history is perhaps natural, the fact that he had only recently become a citizen should not be permitted to weigh on death's side of the scale.
I think the court is going to find this issue to be a compelling one.
Tsarnaev's attorneys say the citizenship argument should not be used in front of a jury to persuade the jurors to sentence him to death. I'm Michael Rosenfield, WBZ News. Back to Jonathan and Paula.
Well, coming up, from poker to politics, the fight over casinos in Massachusetts and the personal phone call that has Governor Patrick in the game.
Also ahead, an explosion rocks a Florida jail, and torrential rains may be behind this blast.
But first, it looks scary, but this is only a drill. The citywide training that's going to be happening this weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Oregon Cleaners. We pick up and drop off for a no-hassle professional rug cleaning.
TrustedChoice.com, Massachusetts independent insurance agents, protecting the most important things in your life at the best possible price is what it's all about.
Representing our Bella Insurance Group.
TrustedChoice.com.
Hey, I'm on a roll here. Big Fish Casino. Download the app for free on iPhone, iPad, or Android.
Let's do it.
Which of you has the more powerful engine? Okay. I also want heated and cooled front seats. It has to be standard. Do you have that?
It's clear, right?
Definitely.
When you're looking for
for a luxury SUV? Make sure you ask the right questions. Visit your Lincoln showroom today and lease the powerful 2014 Lincoln MKX for $389 a month.
These are my demands.
When I call for an auto insurance quote, I want to talk to a live, intelligent, caring human being.
Who will give me their total attention.
If that's what you're looking for, you should call Amica right now.
Discounts would also be nice.
Look at how many ways Amica can help you save. For combining auto, home, and life insurance, for anti-theft and safety features, and more.
I don't expect a lot. Okay, maybe I do expect a lot.
We wouldn't have it any other way. So switch to Amica now. The number's been here the whole time. Call Amica for a quote 24/7.
I've had 36 orthopedic surgeries.
Gymnastics took a toll on my back, hips, knees, and feet.
Then I found Good Feet, with certified specialists and custom fittings in every store.
Millions of people just like me.
And me are changing the way we greet each and every pain-free day.
So call or visit a Good Feet location today for your free foot analysis.
And just like us, you can go from big bad feet
to nice little good feet.
Call 617-581-6989 or visit bostonfootpain.com.
TrustedChoice.com. It's where you'll find Massachusetts independent insurance agents who specialize in the protection plans you need at the best possible price.
Representing our Pella Insurance Group.
TrustedChoice.com.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a deadly explosion at a jail in Pensacola, Florida. 2 inmates are dead, 150 others, and corrections officers hurt. And the apparent natural gas explosion is what caused part of the jail to collapse. It happened, though, in the booking area just after 11 o'clock last night. Heavy rains pounded Pensacola over the past few days, and the jail did flood during the storm. Investigators are trying to figure out if weather did play a role in this explosion. Well, this weekend, a hospital will be evacuated, a gunman will be on the streets, but none of this will be real.
This is all part of the largest emergency training drill ever held in the Boston area. Lisa Hughes is here now with the details and an alert. Lisa.
Yeah, Paula and Jonathan, more than anything, officials want people to know about this drill so that they don't panic when they see first responders and emergency vehicles. The drill this weekend is critical training. It's an exercise known as Urban Shield. It is going to look frightening because it is supposed to feel real. This is video of Urban Shield Boston the first 2 times it was done in 2011 and 2012. Last year, first responders faced the very real tests of the attacks at the finish line.
Since the 2013 Boston Marathon, we've learned a lot about resiliency as a community and about professionalism of our first responders. This initiative has a lot to do with that.
Starting Saturday morning at 8 and continuing for 24 hours, more than 2,000 emergency personnel in Boston and surrounding communities will be tested and stressed by a dozen scenarios, including a terrorist attack, a building collapse, a hostage-taking, an active shooter, and a bomb planted on the transit system.
This is all about partnerships and cooperation and being proactive, so if something happens, we're all on the same page.
When these drills are over, we expect to learn lessons that work and uncover problems that we'll need to fix. But in the end, we will have a Boston that will stand even stronger against future attacks.
So again, you may see cruisers, firefighters, and a lot of activity that looks like an urgent response to an emergency, both on Saturday and Sunday. Not just in Boston, but in Brookline, Cambridge, and a few other communities. It is all part, Paula, of that Urban Shield emergency drill.
It is so realistic. Good to know. Lisa, thank you. Tonight, a rare look inside the State Police Training Academy. The sprawling facility sits on 780 acres in New Braintree, and there are 174 cadets in this latest class, including 47 veterans. The living compound includes classrooms and homes used for realistic exercises. The 25-week program immerses the cadets in situations every trooper will face.
The exercises here are about academics, and it's about tactical training, and it's about physical training, and it's always under a stressful situation because we know in the real world they're going to have to handle some very difficult situations, often on their own.
The class will graduate 1 week from tomorrow. Each graduate will then have 3 months of field training with a senior trooper.
Congratulations to them, and if you got outside today, perhaps you saw the sunshine. It was battling with the clouds, wanting to come out, and it did pop out a little bit.
We're there. Rejoice. The sun is shining. For most towns, anyway. We'll get to that in a minute. So we're going to wrap up April. We're going to say goodbye to this month. You know, overall, not that bad. I know there's been some grumbling and some mumbling about what happened in the month of April. But the average temperature throughout the month, 48.1. It was exactly on the dot average. The snowfall, 0.3 of an inch, was also exactly average. And 3.24 inches of rain was a little bit dry, as a matter of fact. A half inch of rainfall below the average in April. We had a streak going. We had 5 straight months of below average temperatures from November through March, and March was the one that hurt the most. Now we're back to that average one. So April ending the streak. We'll see if May can get us back in above average. Weather always has a way of balancing out. This evening, well, we're at 55 in Boston. The clouds still here on the Cape and the wind off the water. Lower 50s, but look westward. Keene to 70 now. North Adams to 69 degrees. Dew points are up in the 50s. So it'll be a mild evening for most towns, feeling a little bit more like spring yet again. We take a look at the current situation. There are the clouds here, far southeastern Mass. A couple showers still around in Chatham. Here's the sun breaking out, and westward of that, the actual cold front is in here, and along that, a few showers are popping. We'll see a couple of those this evening. In terms of visibility, look at the fog. Chatham visibility is just a quarter mile. The fog will stay persistent on the islands and especially the outer Cape through much of the evening and overnight. So unfortunately, I apologize, not much sunshine for you there. Tracking these showers, a few of them may survive the trip toward Boston this evening. There won't be a whole lot of rain out there, and most of the higher risk is going to be the Berkshires and the Connecticut River Valley. Now, the front actually moves through after midnight tonight. With that, we'll bring in the clearing line. Tomorrow morning, we'll have sunshine. Beautiful morning, as a matter of fact, to kick off our Friday. And then tomorrow afternoon, a round of a few showers will start to pop up. But it's going to be more hit and miss, and many of you will not see a single raindrop as we head through Friday. So just make sure you're prepared for maybe dodging a few. Low temperatures tonight, back in the 40s to low 50s, so it won't get chilly at all tonight. It's actually pretty mild stuff. And for tomorrow's high temperatures, not bad. 65 in Scituate, Sharon up to 68 degrees. Good amount of sunshine, especially in the morning. Worcester to 63, Clinton up around 68. As we work toward Boston, near 70 in Waltham tomorrow afternoon. Not bad at all. So as we look at the overall pattern, one system coming through tomorrow that brings, again, a chance for just a couple of showers. We head into Saturday. This looks worse than it actually is. There'll be, again, some scattered afternoon showers. Not everyone will see a raindrop, but if you're going to be outside, we're getting into the type of family reunion season, graduation season. Make sure you have some plans to get indoors if necessary. Sunday, a much better chance of seeing some showers and storms. So we'll stay on the mild side. Well up into the 60s on Saturday. More cloud cover on Sunday. The showers and storms should get started earlier, so high temps will stay closer to 60 degrees. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. And as we head toward next week, we're talking about 50s for Monday. It'll be windy outside. It's a little cool blast to start. Doesn't look like a warm week, but it doesn't look like a cold one either. Now, we wanted to give a little shout out because we hope that snow is done for the year. We think so anyway. So we had our WBZ Snowfall Contest winner. A little drum roll. It is Brandon Fernald of Danvers. 58.9 inches was the guess, and it's exactly what we ended up seeing. So Brandon says he's a skier. He hasn't been to Wachusett yet. He can now. He just won a season pass to Wachusett for next season. And he also gets a new Toro snowblower. We know we used those quite a bit this winter. Maybe we'll do it again next time, but we don't really want to think about it just yet.
58.9 exactly?
Exactly. He had a perfect guess. So
Nice job,
congratulations
Brendan.
to Brandon.
Good job. All right.
I know.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Thanks.
A local fertility doctor is coming under fire.
Yeah, still to come. Patients claim that he molested them while they were out cold.
Plus, if you can't stop drinking coffee, why doctors say that caffeine addiction is a very real thing and what you can do about it. Now, here's a look at what's coming up at 6.
Coming up new at 6, another embarrassment for our state government.
The tweet that generated a flood of outrage.
It was a stupid comment.
A poorly worded message that was supposed to raise awareness of sexual assault.
The mistakes that allowed that message to get out and offend so many people.
Missed calls from annoying telemarketers. They were supposed to stop, but the phones kept on ringing.
I hate any intrusiveness into my life.
Now there's a surefire way to cut the calls and avoid the aggravation.
I think this service is a simple solution to this problem.
The easy and completely free way to end robocalls forever. Friday on WBZ News at 11.
Life is full of surprises. Some good, some not so good. Don't get caught by surprise. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance enhanced coverage for auto, home, and business. Safety Insurance will help you manage life's storms.
Remember her on Mother's Day. Emerald's the May gemstone. The Jewelry Exchange has diamond and emerald pendants for $59, rings $149, 1-carat 3-stone rings and studs are $5.99, 2-carat $19.90. Factory Direct, the Jewelry Exchange in Sudbury.
Looks can be deceiving. It's certainly true with furniture. Two items may appear to be the same, but are they? At Boston Interiors, all of the upholstered furniture is made in America. Each piece is crafted with high-grade American hardwood, reinforced block corners, and eco-friendly materials. So when you shop at Boston Interiors, you buy furniture that's great-looking and long-lasting. Visit Boston Interiors today and save during our spring home sale. The smarter you are about furniture, the more you'll love Boston Interiors.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive the lowest ever lease on Camry, the most dependable midsize car, for only $158 a month with no cost maintenance included. Or get best ever 0 for 60 plus $750 bonus cash on Camry. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Really? Okay. All right. Use the ready-to-go spreader and save time. Just turn it on and go. It makes lawn care easy.
Wake up and start your day with Kate Merrill, David Wade, Todd Gunner, and Michelle Roberts. WBZ News in the Morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 7.
Breaking news in the Aaron Hernandez case. A grand jury just indicted the former Patriot on charges of assault and battery and threats to do bodily harm stemming from a fight inside the Bristol County Jail. Hernandez is already facing murder charges. The prosecutors say he killed Odin Lloyd in June of 2013.
So we know about the benefits of drinking coffee in moderation, but I'm not sure we know about moderation anyway. But drinking coffee, now researchers are looking at the potential problem of coffee addiction.
As Dr.Mallika Marshall explained, some people cannot stop drinking coffee even when their health is at risk.
I have to have it.
Every morning, Jessica Hayes starts her day with a big cup of coffee, and then maybe another.
I feel like it helps me be more productive, just in general. I'm doing things where it requires a lot of energy.
It got to the point where her doctor told her it was time to cut back on the caffeine.
It's definitely something that I fight with myself all the time.
Reliance on caffeine is now something Professor Laura Giuliano is researching, specifically from a psychological perspective. It's being called caffeine use disorder.
Caffeine use disorder is having physical dependence, but in addition to physical dependence, some sort of harm because of the drug caffeine, as well as an inability to stop using it when someone wants to or when they're advised by a medical provider to do so. Right now, this is not an official diagnosis, but the American Psychiatric Association is starting to take a closer look at it.
But we need more research. For a use disorder, it would have to be people who are compulsively drinking coffee and having it interfere with their behavior.
Professor Giuliano says she's seen cases in which caffeine users have sought treatment.
It would be beneficial if treatment guidelines were developed in the same way that we've developed them for tobacco. People have come to us saying, yes, please help me. I believe my caffeine use is problematic. I have been unable to quit.
Options, which might include counseling as a way to develop a healthier relationship with something that is all around us. Jessica says she is open-minded about getting professional help.
If there was somebody who had some kind of cure, some kind of thing that would make me feel like I didn't need it every day, I would absolutely take it.
All right, so the average cup of coffee has between 1 and 200 milligrams of caffeine, so it might be a good idea to cap your caffeine intake at about 500 milligrams a day. So that gives you a good 3 to 4 cups of coffee or caffeinated beverages every day.
That's
You exceed
it's
that?
the venti that's the problem. Right?
You say nothing. You're not saying anything.
I exceed that by 11 o'clock in the morning. What are you talking about?
All right, so we're going to put you in touch with that specialist.
I know all the guys in a 4-block radius at D&D on a first-name basis. Now, have you done the math on a 4-block radius in around Boston? That means there's 400 D&Ds.
I happen to know the people at my local one as well.
That's right.
Thanks very much, Doc. Dr. Mallika will be back with us in 20 minutes to talk about sleep.
Yes, details on the new study showing the link between how many hours you get a night and your memory. Plus, new details about the arrest of Paul Simon and Edie Brickell and what police found when they arrived at their home.
It's yet another delay in the seemingly endless casino approval process. And you gotta wonder, is that a key part of the game plan of casino opponents?
They're celebrating 6,000 episodes.
You know, I think I look pretty good for 6,000.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the Millionaire Maker Sweepstakes. Grab your game pieces and watch Wheel for your chance to win.
Tonight at 7 on WBZ-TV.
I was impressed with how many great reviews they had.
What makes CertaPro different is that our people really care about making our customers happy.
They asked what they could do to make painting an extraordinary experience for us. And they kept the gate latched.
We work through a personalized written certainty pledge.
CertaPro painters did a wonderful job. They respected our lifestyle and our home.
It's about 5-star craftsmanship and having truly satisfied customers. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. CertaPro Painters, because painting is personal.
I must begin my journey, which will cause me to miss the end of the game.
The X1 Entertainment operating system lets you watch live TV anywhere.
Can I watch it in Butterfly Valley?
Sure.
Can I watch it in Glimmering Lake?
Yep, here too.
What about the Dark Castle? You call that defense? Come on.
Watch live TV anywhere. The X1 Entertainment operating system, only from Xfinity.
Tonight's primetime lineup is brought to you by Jeep. Hurry into your local dealer now for great deals on the entire iconic Jeep lineup, including the new Jeep Cherokee. Register today for AARP's Life at 50 Plus event, May 8th through the 10th at the BCEC, featuring great speakers including HGTV's Kitchen Cousins, nightly entertainment, and exciting exhibits. Visit aarp.org/events or call.
Hi, I'm Roberto Napoleon. People always ask me, what is the Nicolak difference? When it comes to product, homeowners want the best.
It lasts. It looks like the day it was laid down.
This is Nicolak. This is a competitive brand. See the difference in the intensity of the color.
And the color went all the way through.
We apply a protective surface and eliminate all the pitfalls that other brands may have. That will not happen with a paper sheets product. They can be confident it's the best product they can possibly buy. See the Nicolak difference.
For more information, visit Nicolak.com/TV2.
The Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive the lowest lease on an all-wheel drive Venza for just $178 a month with no cost maintenance included. The Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up May 5th. Toyota, let's go places.
A son gone wild during mom's medical crisis.
He illegally took my car and my money.
Judge Judy.
Tomorrow at 4 on WBZ-TV.
Our top stories at 5:30, fighting the death penalty. Attorneys for Joe Hartzer say prosecutors shouldn't be allowed to use their client's new status as an American citizen to imply he's more deserving of the harshest punishment.
Fierce flooding all along the East Coast. Rescue crews near Philadelphia had to save more than 60 people stranded in their vehicles.
And another hitch in the sputtering casino licensing process has drawn some unusual interest from Beacon Hill. The State Gaming Commission was supposed to hold a final hearing today on the city of Boston's push for a bigger say in casino proposals from Everett and Revere.
But the hearing was postponed by something rather unusual, a phone call by Governor Deval Patrick. John Keller explains what it all means.
I don't think he's ever called me before.
But the governor did break his radio silence on casinos last night in an effort to pull the process out of the litigious ditch it's been stuck in.
He would rather see this be done as a negotiated solution between the parties or among the parties, rather than there be a court suit or rather than there be extended squabbling.
Why the sudden urgency? Because the one-time Massachusetts casino bandwagon here is starting to resemble an aging clunker, shedding chunks of public and political support as it navigates our pothole-filled roads. Casino lawyers weren't talking today, but Boston Mayor Marty Walsh now putting the squeeze on the casinos over how much they'll pay his city to operate next door seems to smell blood in the water.
This bill, when it was passed in the legislature in 2010, was a jobs bill, and it was about sparking the economy. As the economy continues to get a little better and the unemployment rate goes down, I think people are less and less excited.
This candidate for Attorney General has made casino opposition a cornerstone of her campaign.
You know, if you go down to Connecticut and you look at what's happened to revenues there, revenues are down 12% from where they were last year. I think the market is saturated, and I don't think we're going to see the kind of jobs that the operators are promising.
And with a possible casino repeal vote looming in November, repeal supporter Celeste Myers of East Boston sees the tide turning in her favor.
I've got, all the time in the world to stick up
for my community, whether it's this issue or another.
Now, the state Supreme Judicial Court is expected to rule soon on whether the casino repeal vote can go forward. Meanwhile, the Gaming Commission still says it expects to pick a Boston area casino site by August. But if there's further delay in their process, that decision could be rendered moot by the voters. So it's a big mess. And in the meantime, the rest of the casino industry, other states are forging ahead with their own plans.
If you were making a book on this, what are the odds we're ever going to see a casino here?
Well, I'm not really much of a gambler, but I think, we'll probably see a casino in Springfield. We're going to have a slots parlor at Plain Ridge unless the voters overturn it, in which case all bets are off. We might not see a Boston area casino. Things keep going at this rate.
Certainly a very slow process.
Yeah, that's how they designed it. Sometimes the best of intentions can have unintended consequences.
All right, John, we know you'll be following. Thanks very much.
Thanks, John.
A former doctor at a Massachusetts-based fertility clinic is part of a state investigation. He's accused of improperly touching some of his female patients. The Boston Globe reports Dr. Roger Ian Hardy surrendered his license in January amid the allegations that he sexually molested patients, some of whom were under anesthesia. Hardy worked at the fertility centers of New England.
Tonight, police in Goffstown, New Hampshire are searching for a guy who walked in, said he had a gun, and robbed a Cumberland Farms. It was just after 9:30 last night that this happened. Here's the guy. He came into the place on Mast Road, flashed a gun, and demanded cash and cigarettes. He ran away when the clerk gave him what he wanted. If you recognize the man in this photo, Goffstown police would like to hear from you. New information about the arrest of singer Paul Simon and his wife Edie Brickell. The two were in court earlier this week on disorderly conduct charges. Police reports say that Simon called 911 on Saturday after Brickell slapped him at their Connecticut home. Brickell told officers he had done something to, quote, break her heart. Simon suffered a small cut to his ear. Brickell smelled of alcohol and had a bruise on her wrist.
Cardinal Sean O'Malley is part of an important and historic gathering at the Vatican. Today is the first meeting of a panel to advise Pope Francis on the clergy sex abuse crisis. Now, the Pope appointed 4 women, including an abuse victim, to this group, along with the Cardinal and others. And the panel will give recommendations to prevent any further abuse by priests around the world. Now, Vatican insiders expect that Cardinal Sean will be named to head the panel, a role he doesn't want. I asked him about it when I was in Rome.
I really am hoping that perhaps a layperson could be the chairperson of the committee. But,
because you have a lot on your plate between your
I certainly do, and I think it's important that people see that this commission is basically a commission of volunteers, and they have a certain independence, and that would be an important signal, I believe.
The panel will meet for the next 3 days. Victims want the church hierarchy to acknowledge just how widespread clergy abuse was. And they also want bishops and cardinals who knew about the abuse but never reported the crimes to be punished. Well, it was a very special home delivery. Ahead on WBZ News, the sweet reunion between the EMT and the little girl he helped bring into the world.
Plus, getting a call from the Internal Revenue Service is intimidating enough. But how some scammers are using the agency's name to try and get their hands on your money.
Here's your Peabody Essex Museum Arts Update. See what's on display this week. Celebrate the innovation of modern design with more than 200 examples of California's shaping material culture. Only at the Peabody Essex Museum in Salem, where art and culture meet.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive our lowest $178 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4 with no cost maintenance included. Or get 0 for 60 plus $500 bonus cash on Sienna, including all-wheel drive models. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has half-carat solitaires for $4.99, 1-carat $9.90, and 1-carat certified solitaires $19.90. We have most sizes and grades of GIA diamonds and a low price guarantee. We said while you watch, buy direct, the jewelry exchange in Sudbury.
Are you depressed or feeling blue? Have you lost interest in your usual activities? Have you noticed a change in your sleeping and eating habits? Doctors at the Depression Clinical and Research Program at Massachusetts General Hospital are working to develop new antidepressant treatments.
and studying the treatments that are currently available. Eligible participants will receive psychiatric evaluation, study treatment, and regular visits with study clinicians at no cost. For more information, call 1-855-75-BLUES or online at massgeneral.org/depression.
While New England weather is always changing, there's one thing you can count on. The WBZ Mobile AccuWeather Lab, bringing you to the middle of the storm and tracking weather right in your neighborhood. The WBZ Mobile AccuWeather Lab, powered by your New England Chevy dealers.
Just can't seem to escape another sneeze attack? You may be muddling through allergies. Don't get caught off guard. Try new Zyrtec Dissolve Tabs. Powerful allergy relief now in a tablet that starts dissolving instantly. New Zyrtec Dissolve Tabs.
Beautiful day in Baltimore, where most people will probably know that Geico could save them money on car insurance, right? You see, the thing is, Geico, well, could help them save on boat insurance too.
Hi! Okay, I'm ready to come in now. Hello?
I'm trying my best.
Seriously, I'm serious. Request to come ashore.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Take the Ford EcoBoost Challenge and you'll choose Escape with the power and mileage of EcoBoost. And now it feels so good to lease a four-wheel drive Escape for $149 a month for competitive owners. Or get an EcoBoost powered Fusion with up to an EPA estimated 37 miles per gallon highway. Lease Fusion for $129 a month for competitive owners. Or buy with up to $27.40 total savings during the Ford EcoBoost Challenge.
WBZ News is sponsored by Sleepy's, the mattress professionals.
A nationwide IRS scam is now in Massachusetts, and thieves are using fear to try and steal your money.
So they're cold calling people and then threatening them to pay up. And as Lauren Lemanchek shows you, police want to warn you before you become the next victim.
This is the third call today.
Dr. Ali Gholi of Dover has become a target of the largest scam ever to hit taxpayers. It started with a phone call right before tax day.
The lady told me that I owe IRS more than $5,000 and I had to pay them right away.
Then a threat.
She said that law enforcement will come after you and they will come to arrest you.
Gholi did not give them money, but it didn't end there. They called his brother-in-law too.
My name is Michael Brown, and I'm working for Investigation Chief of IRS.
And Gholi still receives message after message.
I need you or your agent attorney of record to return the call.
We're getting an awful lot of calls, which just goes to show that there are many, many more calls being made to victims across this county and across the state.
Middlesex County Sheriff Peter Katusian says even his own relative was targeted. The Dover police posted a warning on their Facebook page saying they've been inundated with calls from residents. And the federal agency investigating this says scammers have made 20,000 contacts, tricking thousands of victims and stealing more than $1 million. They're very aggressive.
They are very rude. They are very rude. They are very aggressive. They insist on a lot of things.
Gholi saw through the scheme, and law enforcement hopes others do too.
The sheriff told Lauren no law enforcement agency will ever threaten to arrest you if you owe money. Neither will the IRS. But it appears the scam's only picking up in intensity, so it doesn't look as though these phone calls are going to stop anytime soon. Coming up tonight on WBZ News at 11, the tight real estate market is making it hard for homeowners to trade up. So many are taking creative approaches to making their homes feel bigger.
It's always a goal is to open the space up, have it flow better, have it more usable.
We'll show you some of the approaches that might work in your home tonight on WBZ News at 11.
Coming up after the break, tossing and turning all night long, why it is so important for middle-aged women to get a good night's sleep.
And a little change in the weather after some cold days. The mild air is making a comeback, but there are some showers and storms to dodge in our forecast for the weekend.
Informative, arresting, level-headed in a time of crisis, wide-ranging, enterprising, non-sensational storytelling. For overall excellence, WBZ is proud to receive both the DuPont Columbia Award and the George Foster Peabody Award, broadcast journalism's highest honors. So when the stories matter to you, turn to the team you know you can trust. Honored
for television journalism at its very best. We are WBZ News.
Real people, steel people. They just won't compromise. Steel trimmers start at just $129.95. Visit steeldealers.com.
Home health care is a personal choice, and as a senior, it's important that you're protected. At Beata, our licensed professionals provide quality home health care that may be covered by your Medicare benefit. Call Beata to speak with a care provider in your area.
Take the Ford EcoBoost Challenge and you'll choose F-150 with V8 power and V6 fuel economy. Now it feels so good to get up to $7,250 total savings on F-150, New England's #1 truck. And EcoBoost and F-150 can tow more than any other engine in its class, up to 11,300 pounds. Lock in up to $7,250 total savings on F-150 during the Ford EcoBoost Challenge.
Rockland Trust's world-class online and mobile banking tools let you quickly pay bills, manage accounts, and even deposit checks on your schedule. And our smart ATMs can take stacks of cash and checks with no annoying slips or envelopes. They even print images of them right on your receipt. Congratulations.
The convenience of smart ATMs and world-class mobile banking tools. Another day, another reason to bank with Rockland Trust.
It's Bernie and Phil's Triple Play. And you get it free right away. Don't wait. Enjoy the furniture today and take your choice of free tax, free delivery, free interest until 2017. Best of all, there is no minimum, no money down, and no waiting.
The Triple Play. Get it today.
But only for a limited time at
Bernie and Phil. Quality, comfort, and price. That's nice.
The Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive the lowest ever lease on a well-equipped Corolla Sport for only $117 a month with no cost maintenance included. The Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up May 5th. Toyota. Let's go places.
Beata Home Health Care is dedicated to those with health issues that make it difficult to manage everyday tasks. Our licensed caregivers help you maintain your independence with services that may be covered by your insurance. Visit beata.com.
This is the Name Your Price tool. It gives you options based on your budget. It's a piece of cake. I was told there would be cake. Get a free quote at progressive.com.
Well, think fast. How much sleep do you really get every night?
Most people answer that never enough, and the answer may be more important than you think. Dr.Mallika Marshall is back with us now, and details of a new Boston-based study showing how sleep can impact your future mental health. Doc?
You're right, Jonathan. None of us get enough sleep, and a new study from Brigham and Women's Hospital shows how much you sleep at night could affect your brain function as you age, and that sleeping too long or too little could both be bad for your memory. Amy Hopkins has trouble sleeping.
It can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 to 3 hours to fall asleep. I will just lie in bed and toss and turn. And once I do fall asleep, I tend to wake up.
That doesn't bode well for Hopkins in the long run, according to a new study out of Brigham and Women's Hospital. Epidemiologist Elizabeth DeVore studied the sleep patterns and memory of more than 15,000 women enrolled in the Nurses' Health Study. They found that women who slept too little or too long at night had memory problems as they aged.
And we found that in both the midlife and the late life sleep, extreme sleep durations, so less than 5 hours of sleep or greater than 9 hours of sleep, was associated with lower levels of memory performance.
And that equated to 1 to 2 years of cognitive aging over time. DeVore also found that women whose sleep duration changed by more than 2 hours per day over time had worse memory than women who slept more consistently over the years.
Women who remain stable in their sleep patterns over time from midlife to later life did the best in terms of their memory performance in later life.
DeVore says getting an ideal amount of sleep a night is not only good for your mind, but your body as well. How much sleep should you aim for?
It's pretty clear that 7 hours seems to be optimal for long-term health, and so I think that's sort of the take-home message here.
All right, getting a good night's sleep for many of us is easier said than done. But before you see a specialist, you can certainly start with some basics. So, for example, don't drink alcohol or caffeine too close to bedtime, and don't drink too much liquid in general before bed so that you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Go to bed and get up at consistent times every day. Don't bring your work to bed, Jonathan. Try not to watch television in bed, which of course I do. And do relaxing activities in the evening that will put you in the mood to sleep.
Yeah.
So, read a book. Some people say get out of bed and vacuum.
Walk around.
Get out of bed. Vacuum.
It makes sense though.
Boring.
We all have a bunch of kids, and when you're that overtired, the first thing is you are forgetful.
Yes.
It's the first thing that you notice when you're really overtired.
And craving sleep.
So I can blame that on my kids too.
Oh, absolutely. Blame everything on your children.
All right. Doc, thanks very much.
Thank you, Mallika. We'll send your story ideas to Dr. Mallika. You can email her at drmallika@cbs.com or tweet her at Mallika Marshall, just not when she's sleeping.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the weather situation because, again, we've seen gloomy days for the last few days. And everybody's in a funk. You notice that? Their moods are just being directly impacted.
But, all right, so we're in a studio, we're in a box, we have no windows anywhere. If you're watching at home, I promise you, when we walk outside after the newscast, you'll be happy.
Will you dance around the maypole with me? Is it that sunny out?
What?
Isn't it? You know, it's the day for dancing around the maypole.
Don't,
Guess so.
you know what?
It's gloomy.
Don't listen to her. She's had too much sleep.
We could. You could do a jig right down the street, changing weather conditions for us. We had the rain this morning. Take a look at some of the totals. About an inch to an inch and a half across the area of Worcester County. I promised you would have some of the heaviest rain in Worcester itself. 1.64 inches of rain. But now, look outside. Here's our weatherbug camera at Gillette, looking over the skies at Foxborough, and it is just beautiful outside. A few cumulus clouds, temperatures bumping up. We're seeing the clearing. Game 2 for the Sox here at Fenway Park. It should be fine. There might be a stray shower that tries to pop up. It would be very brief if that happens. Otherwise, mild temps in the low 60s. 60s tomorrow as well. And again, there could be a couple of scattered showers, but for the most part, they're looking safe. We'll just hope for a better outcome than this early game earlier on today. Here's a look at the situation. We've got some clouds still holding across the Cape and the Islands and some fog there. We look to the west. We've got these showers popping up. The best chance of seeing a couple of these will be across Berkshire County and western Mass, maybe into Worcester County this evening. Most of them are going to dissipate as the sun goes down. Looking at the warming, when the sun came out, up to 70 in Keene, 64 in Worcester. Still have the clouds in the onshore flow for the Cape and Islands in the low 50s there. Timing out those showers, they may hold together this evening. There will be some patchy cloud cover that comes along with them. But as we head through the overnight, those clouds will shift to the east. It's all sunshine for tomorrow morning. We kick off our TGIF. We'll see the clouds build a little bit tomorrow afternoon, and a few scattered showers again are going to pop up. They'll be hit or miss. They'll be very brief in nature. We probably won't be looking at any thunder tomorrow, just a few raindrops. In terms of temperatures tonight, staying mild, 40s to low 50s. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, a changing wind direction. So right now we've got these out of the south-southwest, bringing up some milder air, but with that ocean influence for southeastern parts of the state. As we head toward tomorrow morning, notice the timestamp 5 a.m. The wind shifting around more northwesterly. That brings in the drier air, clears the skies for us, and then west-southwesterly winds tomorrow is a nice warm direction for us. So tomorrow morning, 5:38 sunrise, lots of it. As we head toward midday, we'll be into the 60s. The clouds will start to pop up and build a little bit. It'll be partly sunny in the afternoon with some of those scattered showers. Your sunset at 7:45 as we say hello to the weekend. And in terms of the weekend weather, a couple of systems coming through. One on Saturday. This is going to bring afternoon showers. This looks like downpours all over the place. There'll be some scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms, but not every town will see one. This front on Sunday means a little bit more business. Everyone should see some rainfall from that. So temperatures up into the 60s on Saturday. In the afternoon, if you have plans outside, be advised the weather will be changing on us. Sunday, the storms and showers are going to pop a little bit earlier on in the day. There could be some hailers and some gusty winds with that. So any plans outdoors Sunday, particularly in the afternoon, need a contingency plan inside. After that front moves through, Monday and Tuesday cooling down, 50s to around 60. It'll be breezy as well. No big storm systems in that forecast through all of next week, which is a nice change of pace. All right, our schoolyard shout out for today. First and second graders at the Merriam School in Acton. Barry Burbank was on the road and teaching all these kids about science and weather. What we do here, it's been unbelievable, the amount of schoolyards that our team has visited over the past several months.
Well, the kids appreciate it. They have so much fun when you guys come out there.
There'll be a couple of future meteorologists in the group.
Let's hope so, yeah. All right, Eric, thank you.
Thank you. And at the State House this this morning, 40 federal, state, and local law enforcement officers from across the country, including Massachusetts, gathered to start a 1,000-mile bike trip to Washington, D.C. This is part of an annual ride to benefit children of fallen officers, and the mission keeps the riders going.
The big thing that I think about is those times when we're climbing up those tall hills, or when it's really hot or cold or rainy like today. I think, you know, if I'm doing it for them. So this isn't about me. This pain that I feel, this cold isn't about me. I'm doing it for them. I'm going to do this.
It was very touching. The ride usually begins in Georgia, but organizers moved the start to Boston this year to honor the city in the wake of the marathon bombings. And on the way out of town, riders stopped at MIT to pay tribute to Officer Sean Collier.
We wish them a safe journey. Well, it was a reunion years in the making.
And right after the break, a little girl meets the man who helped welcome her into the world. And that's not the only special bond these two share. And now here are Jack and Lisa. They're going to look at what's ahead at 6.
Paula and Jonathan, we have a new development in a story that has a lot of people talking.
Yeah, the attack on that street performer known as the Guitar Bear. New at 6 o'clock. The video, which may actually show the assault and where it came from.
And golfers ready to hit the greens, but seeing a lot more brown.
New on our 6 o'clock news, the damage from our long winter that some veteran groundskeepers are calling the worst they've ever seen.
I wake up every morning and wonder, how in the heck am I ever going to get out of bed and onto these feet? And I found good feet, and I instantly felt the comfort. I used to have bad feet. Now I have good feet.
For a location near you, visit bostonfootpaint.com.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive our lowest $287 a month lease on a Tundra Double Cab SR5 with no cost maintenance included. Or get our lowest $287 a month lease on a 4Runner with no cost maintenance. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Hair, the American love rock musical that sparked a revolution and ignited a generation. At the Hanover Theater in Worcester, May 6th and 7th. Let the sun shine in. Get your tickets today. Visit thehanovertheater.org.
If you're looking for the best deals on tires, don't waste time online, looking in the paper, or running around town. Because nobody can beat a town fair tire deal. With the largest selection of tires in New England, we buy tires for less, so we sell them for less. And pass the savings on to you. We guarantee it. So if you're looking for a new set of tires at the guaranteed lowest price, nobody beats town fair tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Charles, where's Dad? Doesn't he know we're shooting a new Kia commercial?
I don't know. Maybe he's in the all-new 2014 Kia Sorento?
I'll bet he's behind the wheel of the new Kia Optima. He loves that car.
Let's go find him. Is he over here?
Is he here?
Hey!
You can drive a 2014 Kia Sorento for $129 a month or a brand new Kia Optima for only $99 a month.
Shop us last. You'll love us. I was in constant pain.
Constant pain.
But I felt relief right away with Good Feet and has allowed me to live a full and pain-free life.
Take that first step. Pain-free.
For a location near you, visit bostonfootpaint.com.
It was 5 years ago, a Boston EMT made headlines when he helped deliver a baby girl who couldn't wait for the hospital.
Well, today, that little girl and her mom reunited with the first responder. And as Michelle Roberts shows us, both the girl and the EMT are celebrating a special day today, their birthday.
Hi! Every year on April 30th, Carrie Coughlin Germain tells her daughter about the day she was born.
I just remember realizing we weren't going to make it to the hospital.
In labor and nowhere near a hospital. That's when Boston EMT Chris Mancuso showed up at her house.
Dad was running around and Mom was right there.
Chris got there and it was very quick. It was very quick.
Eva was born minutes later.
He was a very nice guy. He was very calm and it was a positive experience.
An experience that made headlines. It was the first time Chris delivered a baby and...
It happened right on my birthday, yeah.
Now, 5 years older, the birthday girl gets to meet the man who welcomed her into the world.
You got a present for me? I got one for you, too. It was our birthday, right? How old are you? 5, that many? I'm like, that many.
Eva didn't have much to say, but Mom says she's been excited for the reunion. And Carrie was able to say what she probably didn't have the energy to say 5 years ago.
Thank you. I'm not going to say any time, but you know.
No, that's it. I'm done.
When you need us, we'll be there for you.
Michelle Roberts, WBZ News.
I love that. That's it. I'm done.
Good morning.
Oh, happy birthday to both of them.
No question. And she's such a little cutie, but she wanted to meet him.
That's sweet.
It's awesome.
Well, stay with us. We have much more news still ahead.
That's going to do it for us at 5 o'clock, but the news at 6 starts right now.
An uproar over a tweet from the state government.
It was a stupid mistake.
How the message got online and an apology.
Buildings collapsing, gunmen on the loose, training for nightmare scenarios in Boston this weekend.
The matchup Bruins fans have been waiting for. The Montreal Canadiens and the Stanley Cup playoffs. Tonight, the boost the Bruins are hoping for from their hometown crowd.
And how's this for talking trash? One Canadian columnist's reasons to hate Boston.
The cold air has finally taken a hike, feeling a little more comfortable outside, but there are some showers and storms in the weekend forecast.
Live from our studios in Boston, WBZ News at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with breaking news and new charges against former Patriot star Aaron Hernandez. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm Jack Williams. Hernandez is now being charged with assault and battery, this in connection with a jailhouse attack in February. He's also being charged with threatening someone in the jail last November. Hernandez is being held at the Bristol County House of Corrections. He's awaiting trial in the murder of Odin Lloyd.
The governor put it best today. He calls it stupid, a tweet that was supposed to raise awareness about sexual assault.
Well, the tweet on the state's official Twitter stream reads, "Sexual assault is always avoidable." Well, people were instantly outraged. Now the governor is apologizing. Sarah Kanji joins us live in the Satellite Center with details. Sarah?
Jack and Lisa, the head of the website mass.gov, says the writer of the tweet never got the required approval from an editor, and they never intended to imply that victims of sexual assault are to blame.
It was a stupid mistake, and sometimes stupid mistakes happen.
Governor Patrick not mincing words over this tweet. Sexual assault is always avoidable. Published by mass.gov, the official website for state government.
Oh, that's absurd.
The tweet sparked outrage on and off Twitter. Disgusting. One of the most ignorant and insensitive statements I've ever heard. Sexual assault is not always avoidable. Shame on you for posting this.
The outcry, however, tapped into that very deep and real issue around victim blaming.
Victim advocate Tony Troop understands why the tweet set off a firestorm, but says it was a poor choice of words. She points to the link included in the tweet, a state blog highlighting the need for more awareness.
The intent is not to suggest that it's avoidable on behalf of the victim. The intent, I think, to say is that this is avoidable as a public issue.
Over 12 hours after the original post, mass.gov tweeted an apology to all sexual assault victims. The website's director says the author did not get required editorial approval. In a statement, the head of mass.gov says, having spoken with the author this morning, it is clear there was no malicious intent behind the tweet. It was never the author's intent to blame victims for crimes perpetrated.
I mean, somebody who has a better mastery of the English language doing those tweets.
The tweet's author will now undergo sexual assault awareness training, and the head of mass.gov says that no tweets will go out without going through a review process. From the Satellite Center, I'm Sarah Kanji. Lisa, back to you.
Sarah, thank you. Lawyers representing marathon bombing suspect Johar Tsarnaev are making an argument they hope will spare him the death penalty even before the trial starts. When Tsarnaev was indicted, federal prosecutors cited, quote, betrayal of the United States as a reason for seeking an execution. They noted that Tsarnaev received asylum in this country and became a citizen shortly before the bombings. In filing today, Tsarnaev's team argued those facts should not be part of the decision if the case proceeds to a penalty phase.
Well, the rain has stopped, clouds are parting, and the temperatures are actually rising. Our chief meteorologist, Eric Fisher, is here now, and hopefully with the start of a trend, Eric.
Yeah, May is here. You'd have to think it's got to warm up a little bit. And yes, we are seeing that this evening. Good one to get out and about. 65 now in Worcester, 64 in Nashua. Boston's at 52. So a little ocean influence, especially right near the water's edge. There's a wedge of really warm air right up and down the East Coast. It's 77 in New York as well as Richmond. A little bit cooler and drier air that will filter in later on tonight. We are tracking a few showers still. The same storm system that's been spinning a huge batch of clouds you can see there across the Midwest. For us, we've got the clearing skies. We've got a couple showers across Berkshire County. And the best chance of seeing a drop would be in Worcester County and up into southern New Hampshire for this evening. Otherwise, we'll see a few patchy clouds, temperatures holding in the 40s overnight, and some fog on Cape Cod. But we do have some pretty good news, as well as a couple of storms to dodge in the weekend forecast. That's coming up.
Tonight, round 2 finally begins. Bruins versus the Canadiens. You know, to put it simply, these two teams do not like each other. The matchups always feature plenty of hard hits, and this year there was even a fight in the preseason game. But now both teams are well rested, and they're waiting.
Yeah, the Bruins haven't played since Saturday. The Canadiens have been waiting for this game even longer. Steve Burton's live inside TD Garden this evening. Steve, it's going to be a great matchup.
Oh, it certainly is. You guys said they don't like each other. Let's make things perfectly clear. These two teams can't stand each other. Game 1 of the best-of-7 series, Bruins and Canadiens. The puck drops at 7 o'clock. Make that 7:30. That's when it drops. And these teams are fired up to go at it. Daniel Paille, well, he was on the ice today. He's a game-time decision for tonight's game as he returns from his 3rd concussion of the series. Now, I mentioned the Bruins and Habs don't like each other. Can't stand each other. And that sometimes leads to the Bees losing their cool. Something Patrice Bergeron knows his team needs to avoid.
Discipline is going to be a key word, and well, in the playoffs, it always is, but even more so, I guess, in this series. I think they have a great power play, and you know, they're a fast team. We're going to have to make sure we move our feet and we keep up with that, and we don't get caught taking too many penalties.
Well, coming up in sports, one Montreal Canadian calls the Bruins the best team in hockey. Dan Woods has that story coming up in just a few moments. Lisa, back to you.
We would beg to differ. All right, Steve, thanks. Well, here's some bulletin board material for the Bruins and their fans. A columnist for the Montreal Journal wrote a piece that translates to 11 reasons to detest Boston. Really? First off, she mocks our accent and our use of the phrase wicked awesome. She quotes a former Bostonian who calls our fans odious and detestable. And she points out that we're the hometown of the new kids on the block, which is not entirely a bad thing. Bruins fans, well, we're keeping things friendly right now, but as Christina Hager tells us, that could all change once the puck drops.
Seems we can safely call this Hockey Town now. The street's the same. You'll still get a ticket if you park here. But look at the parking attendant. She's wearing a black and gold hat. And so is everyone else on Causeway. There are the spontaneous shouts from people passing by.
Jump! Poke the bear!
In front of the garden, we found a family waving a Quebec flag from the truck they spent 2 days to get here in.
I'm from Quebec City.
In their Bruins jersey.
Beaucoup de fans à Québec, puis on encourage nos Bruins. Go Bruins, go!
He even pulled out his picture from 2011 when Patrice Bergeron brought the Stanley Cup to enemy territory. Today, the Canadiens are the people we'll make fun of on t-shirts. Not lost on the Montreal Gazette sports writer across the street.
This history goes back, I mean, to 1929, and it's had some wonderful, spirited, incredibly bitter matches over the years.
When you're about to start a new chapter in one of the NHL's greatest rivalries, it's tough to hold back.
I mean, what's their mascot, a maple tree? So, I mean, you know, things gonna get a little sticky with that maple syrup.
It's what happens when you have two great hockey cities going head-to-head, and it's been friendly out here on Causeway so far, but that's not what matters. It's how this rivalry will play out on the ice tonight. That's the stuff that has us all on the edges of our seats. At the Garden, Christina Hager, WBZ News.
Looking forward to this. Stay with WBZ and our sports team throughout the playoffs. Whether the Bruins are here or in Montreal, we're going to be with them, bringing you all the action. Jack?
Well, Lisa, now at 6 o'clock, preparing Boston for a disaster. We have an important warning for anybody heading into the city. It's going to look and feel like a series of real emergencies, but actually there's nothing to worry about. This weekend, more than 2,000 emergency responders in Boston and beyond are training during the largest emergency drill ever staged here. It's called Urban Shield Boston. This is Urban Shield when they did it in 2011 and 2012. A comprehensive 24-hour exercise designed to test readiness, communication, and cooperation, all during a simulated series of tragedies.
We're going to test our capability on incidents such as active shooter incidents, building collapses, hospital evacuations, and terrorist attacks.
This will be the third Urban Shield drill in our area. Unfortunately, last year, they had the all-too-real marathon bombings to respond to. And lessons from that horror will be employed this weekend.
It's a culture of collaborating rather than competing. It's a culture of taking responsibility than taking credit. And it's a culture where public safety leaders come together often and know each other well.
Be aware that the drill starts Saturday morning at 8 and runs until Sunday morning at 8. While most of the exercise happens in Boston, Cambridge, Brookline, and other communities are involved as well.
It's going to be a great benefit to all the departments in the city, all the public safety agencies, and including the MBTA, Massport, Fire and Rescue. All of them are going to be involved.
So don't be shocked, be aware, but not alarmed at what will be a huge amount of emergency activity for 24 hours. Again, that starts Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning.
New video tonight of a popular street performer recovering from an attack. When we come back, the footage that apparently shows the attacker going after Keytar Bear.
Also ahead tonight, the golfers are ready, but the greens, well, they may not be. The damage to area golf courses, which some say is the worst they've ever seen.
Not good as temperatures warm. We're finally starting to feel like spring here on the first day of May. We'll let you know if it'll stick around and what any storms we have to dodge this weekend.
Sealy Posturepedic Hybrid. This week, get a free $200 Bernie and Phil's gift card with any Sealy Posturepedic Hybrid sleep system. The Hybrid provides conforming gel memory foam and the deep down support of springs.
Movement is a beautiful thing. So is Movement Restored. New England Baptist Hospital. The only hospital in New England specializing exclusively in orthopedics and musculoskeletal care.
At UMass Amherst, the Commonwealth's flagship campus, we stand for progress. From the discoveries in our new life science laboratories, to our graduate work in renewable energy, to our advancements in life-saving storm tracking technology, and our mission to modernize some of the state's oldest native industries. At UMass Amherst, we don't just think about the future of Massachusetts, we help define it.
It's a real estate jungle out there. That's why we've let a lion loose in your neighborhood. But there's no need to run. This lion is on your side every step of the way. Lear Realty Partners. We're one of the largest real estate firms in New England, with over 300 experienced agents, a 15-year track record, and the latest tools, roaring into the market with a brand new name, Lear Realty Partners. The roar that opens more doors.
Just can't seem to escape another sneeze attack? You may be muddling through allergies. Don't get caught off guard. Try new Zyrtec Dissolve Tabs. Powerful allergy relief now in a tablet that starts dissolving instantly. New Zyrtec Dissolve Tabs.
Jake and I have been best friends for years. One of our favorite things to do is go into the dog park together. Sometimes my COPD makes it hard to breathe. So my doctor prescribed Symbicort. It helps significantly improve my lung function, starting within 5 minutes. Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. With Symbicort, today I'm breathing better. Come on, boy.
Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Now Symbicort significantly improves my lung function, starting within 5 minutes, and that makes a difference in my breathing. Today, I'm hanging out with my best friend. Talk to your doctor about Symbicort. I got my first prescription free. Call or go online to learn more.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Why sleep on a no-name mattress when you can have a Sealy for less?
The Sealy Posturepedic Classic at Bernie and Phil's.
Classic Posturepedic quality, starting at just $3.99 for a queen set.
Come see why Bernie and Phil's is the #1 Sealy dealer in New England.
That attack on the street musician known as Keytar Bear appears to have been recorded. WBZ received this video from someone who claims to know who is responsible for the assault. The incident plays out just as the performer described. The attacker poses for a picture and shortly afterward punches him hard in the nose. Well, that's where the video stops. The performer has not filed a report yet with Boston police.
New at 6 o'clock, it is not what golfers want to see this spring. Greens pocked with big brown spots. Our winter took a major toll on golf courses all over the state. Danielle Niles talked with one longtime groundskeeper who says the damage this year is the worst he has ever seen.
Well, the calendar may say May now, and golf season is in full swing across the Northeast, but many courses are feeling the effects of the bitterly cold and snow-filled winter season.
I've never seen ice damage like this, never, not even close. Dinged up here or there, you know, a little bit here or there, but never to this extreme.
Glenn McDonald has been in the business 25 years.
Mother Nature's not helping out too much lately. Every other superintendent I've talked to, everyone's got some damage from it, some worse than others.
Early season snow is actually a good thing at golf courses. It helps insulate the grass. But it's the melting and refreeze process that causes ice to develop, and that's when problems start.
What happens is the ice just doesn't allow any oxygen in. There's no oxygen, so it almost suffocates the turf.
Sandy Burr's greens took the hardest hit since they are made mostly of Poa annua, more commonly known as bluegrass, along with the sturdier bent grass. For now, the 9th green is closed while Glenn nurtures it back to health, and both he and Director of Golf Brian Golden say it's just a waiting game.
All the grounds crews in the area, including Glenn's staff here, it's trying to be as proactive as possible, knowing that it's a matter of time for the ground to get warmer. Once the ground gets warmer, everything will start growing.
As temperatures continue to warm and the grounds crews put in a lot of TLC, the condition of the greens will improve over the weeks to come. At Sandy Burr Country Club in Wayland, Danielle Niles, WBZ News.
Well, until then, I have a good excuse for the lousy putting I had.
Use it as long as you can. But there is sunshine outside now.
There is. We are improving. Imagine that.
Yes.
Sunshine, warmer temperatures. We've got it. Let's wrap up April and say goodbye because, you know, it felt like it was a cold month, didn't it? But in terms of temperature, it was exactly average. Snowfall was exactly average, and rainfall was actually below average by a little bit, about a ½ inch below average for April. So even though there's some very cold days, there are some very warm ones that helped to balance things out. And it ended a streak. We had 5 straight months of below average temperatures. The one that hurt the most was March. I think we've all been trying to forget that one. Maybe May, we can buck the trend and start to see an above average month of temperature. But for this evening, after the murky start, look at the sunshine over Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. We've got increasing sun, although right near the water, we do have some issues. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here's the storm system that's just caused havoc across the country all week. Still a lot of clouds as it continues to spin near the Great Lakes. But around here, we're working in some of that evening sunshine, milder temperatures. There are some showers around the Hudson Valley and the Berkshires, and the best chance of seeing some of those will be across western Mass, maybe into Worcester County and southern New Hampshire for this evening. Now, we take a look near the coastline, and because there's a little bit of a wind off the water, we've got fog in Boston with a quarter-mile visibility. It's right near the water's edge. And Chatham as well with a quarter-mile visibility. It's across the Cape and the islands that will be most persistent for the first half of the overnight. So tracking the showers, some of them may hold toward Metro West. I think a lot of them will break up before they get there. And then as we head through the overnight, we'll start to see clearing. Our wind direction changes. Tomorrow morning, it's all brilliant sunshine. And then the only issue for tomorrow, a few speckled hit-or-miss showers will be popping up during the afternoon. But many towns will never even see a raindrop for our Friday. Low temperatures tonight, 40s to around 50. Not a cold one. It stays pretty mild. And in terms of that changing wind direction, we'll see that cold front move through. You notice by 5 a.m. our winds shifting more northwesterly. So we'll end that fog near the coast. We'll will bring in the clearing skies, and then tomorrow a west-southwesterly wind, which is a nice mild one for us, not just inland, but right across toward the water too. So high temps tomorrow, 65 in Scituate, Fall River around 62 degrees, just a little bit of water's influence there. 68 in Northbridge, Ashby up to 65 with a couple pop-up showers, 69 in Waltham, and Boston up to 67. It's going to be a nice warm day. So we head toward the weekend. Another quick impulse is going to move through on Saturday. That's going to bring some pop-up afternoon showers, but again, it will certainly not be a washout. On Sunday, a much better chance of rainfall as a more vigorous cold front moves in. So up into the 60s for Saturday, good day to be outside. Sunday, the showers and the storms should pop a little bit earlier. Could be some pretty good hail and maybe some gusty winds. So if you have any outdoor plans on Sunday, keep in mind the weather will certainly be changing, especially during the second half of the day. So our AccuWeather 7-day forecast, behind that front on Sunday, cooler air back into the 50s for Monday, and for many towns on Tuesday as well. But as we head toward Wednesday, we'll warm back up, and no major storms in that 7-day forecast. Jack, Lisa, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Eric. Well, you know, it's time for the big game. The big game, eh?
Big game, eh?
Well, a lot going on tonight. The wait is over. Bruins and Canadians tonight at the Garden.
Now, the Bruins were 1-3 against the Canadians this year, but they were also 1-3 against the Detroit Red Wings, and they took care of them. Dan Roach now has a preview of tonight's Game 1.
I hated Boston when I was in Montreal. Now I hate Montreal because I'm in Boston.
The word hate doesn't get used all too often anymore in sports, which isn't a bad thing. But it's one word we've heard quite often when previewing Boston-Montreal. And tonight, they finally dropped the puck.
Really excited. We had lots of time, lots of days off, so happy that it's here finally and we can get it going.
What do you expect the atmosphere to be like here tonight, Dave?
Pretty good, I think. So it should be fun. I think much as we are, I'm sure they are itching to get going, and we're all ready.
Indeed, the Canadians are ready. Ready for what should be a great atmosphere tonight.
We're really excited. Everybody's in this room is excited.
I'm excited for it. I think everybody was kind of looking forward to see this matchup, and I'm sure it's going to be a great series.
We understand the history of these two organizations, and it's always fun to play in these because there is so much more to it. The excitement level, the crowd tonight is going to be outstanding.
As for the rivalry, there may be plenty of dislike, but there's also respect coming in.
They're a great team. I think they, in all positions, they're well balanced, and you know, we're expecting a good but tough series.
We understand that it's a huge challenge every time that not only for us but all the teams that played the Bruins this year. They finished in first place, and it was well deserved.
One of the best rivalries in hockey.
Well, and to have another front row seat right there, Steve Burton is at the Garden right now to set the stage. I can bet that the excitement is palpable down there. And he says, yes, it is, Jack. As usual, you have phrased it perfectly. Actually, we're having trouble with a signal from the Garden. That's why Sparky, the new sports person, is going.
We're working this one in tandem. So let's talk about baseball. The Red Sox and Rays washed out last night, so they're playing 2 today in a day-night doubleheader. Game 1 already over. Game 2 starts at 7 o'clock.
Well, Jake Peavy got the start and pitched well, but had control problems fourth inning. At one point, walking 3 batters in a row, forcing in a run, putting the Rays in front 2-1. Meanwhile, Sox bats weren't having much luck. Check out the nifty behind-the-back snag by Rays pitcher Cesar Ramos to rob Jackie Bradley Jr. of a hit.
Bottom 7th, still 2-1. Dustin Pedroia on first when David Ortiz cranks the double off the wall and left. Pedroia is waved home. The relay is there. Pedroia is called out on a very close play. Clearly, Pedroia thinks he's safe, and the play would be reviewed.
Well, as you can see, it's very difficult to see whether or not Pedroia touched the plate with his foot. I think he did, but
I think so too.
They didn't call me. At best, it's inconclusive. So they stuck with the out call. Third baseman Brian Butterfield doesn't like it. He gets tossed. He was really hot. After the game, John Farrell said he thought Pedroia was safe. But bottom line, he was called out. Sox lose game 1, 2-1.
That was a lot of fun. We haven't been able to do that in a while.
That's right. We have a new colleague.
That's right. Steve and Dan say, no, I don't think so. All right, CBS Evening News coming up at 6:30.
Scott Pelley joins us live from New York City with a preview. Scott?
Lisa, Jack, great to be with you in Boston. 2 people are dead. At least 180 have been injured in the explosion of a Florida jailhouse that has been linked to the flooding there. Tonight, we're going to take you out west where the fire fires are burning and back east where the floods are overwhelming neighborhoods. Wrap all of that together for you on the CBS Evening News in about 10 minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. Coming up next, a wine lover's battle nearly over, the big change that could be coming to wine sales in Massachusetts, and why we can't pop the cork just yet.
Something's wrong. CBS Tonight.
Where am I?
They've taken Sherlock's partner.
I think she's the person you love most in the world.
What will they take?
My very good friend might be murdered by your very bad friend.
His sanity.
They've given us 48 hours.
The episode you can't miss.
I know why you're upset. You're not sure you can do what needs to be done without her.
A new Elementary. Tonight. Catch up online on demand or on the CBS app.
Boston's must-see dance event of the season is Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. Don't miss the world's most popular dance company at the City Wing Theater. May 1st through 4th only. For tickets, visit citycenter.org.
Looks can be deceiving. It's certainly true with furniture. Two items may appear to be the same, but are they? At Boston Interiors, all of the upholstered furniture is made in America. Each piece is crafted with high-grade American hardwood, reinforced block corners, and eco-friendly materials. So when you shop at Boston Interiors, you buy furniture that's great-looking and long-lasting.
Visit Boston Interiors today and save during our spring home sale. The smarter you are about furniture, the more you'll love Boston Interiors.
And now my journey across the country's brought me to the lovely city of Boston. Kid. And seeing as it's such a historic city, I'm sure they'll appreciate that Geico's been saving people money for over 75 years. Oh dear. I've dropped my tea into the Boston Harbour. I guess this party's over.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive our lowest $287 a month lease on a Tundra Double Cab SR5 with no cost maintenance included. Or get our lowest $287 a month lease on a 4Runner with no cost maintenance. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Sleepy's all-new Tempur-Pedic event is almost over, with free delivery of the all-new Tempur-Pedic mattress collection. Get new features like the Easy Refresh top cover and smart climate technology for comfort that's cool to the touch. Plus, save on every Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattress, with Sealy queen sets starting at $299. Only at Sleepy's, the mattress professionals.
Trust me for the rest of your life.
Boston's must-see dance event of the season is Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. Don't miss the world's most popular dance company at the City Wing Theater. May 1st through 4th only. For tickets, visit citycenter.org. A murder suspect is about to appear before a judge 40 years after the killing of a Shrewsbury woman. Lonzo Guthrie will be arraigned tomorrow on a murder charge. Police say Guthrie was a furniture mover back in 1974 who killed Eileen Farrow and then left Massachusetts. Police tied him to the murder, they say, after a probation violation in California put his DNA into a national database.
I think a lot of people are going to ask, how in the world could this happen? Boston police are looking for a 30-foot flatbed truck carrying a crane. It's been stolen. Police say the truck and the crane were parked on Alger Street in South Boston. It was discovered missing this morning.
Well, wine lovers may soon be able to get their favorite bottle shipped straight to their home. The House budget passed just last night would let winemakers ship directly to consumers in Massachusetts. Right now, ours is one of only 9 states that prohibits direct shipping. Former Patriots quarterback Drew Bledsoe, who now owns a winery in Washington State, is part of the lobbying effort to change the law. The bill still has to pass the Senate.
Yes, Lisa and I both feel very strongly about this. We're not allowed to say because of editorial reasons, but pass it, pass it. We'll be right back.
Time Saver Traffic is brought to you by Trusted Choice Massachusetts Independent Insurance Agents. Visit trustedchoice.com.
Endless calls, from annoying telemarketers. They were supposed to stop, but the phones kept on ringing.
I hate any intrusiveness into my life.
Now there's a surefire way to cut the calls and avoid the aggravation.
I think this service is a simple solution to this problem.
The easy and completely free way to end robocalls forever. Friday on WBZ News at 11.
A son gone wild during mom's medical crisis.
He illegally took my car and my money.
Judge Judy.
Tomorrow at 4 on WBZ-TV.
Toyota is #1 in value, but it gets better. Because we give you all new stylish Toyotas. Better yet, we give you great deals with the Toyota Gifts of Spring Savings Event. Receive our lowest $178 a month lease on an all-wheel drive RAV4 with no cost maintenance included. Or get 0 for 60 plus $500 bonus cash on Sienna, including all-wheel drive models. Hurry, on May 5th, Gifts of Spring will be wrapped up. Toyota, let's go places.
Really? Okay.
All right. Use the ready-to-go spreader and save time. Just turn it on and go. It makes lawn care easy.
It's Bernie and Phil's Triple Play, and you get it free right away. Don't wait. Enjoy the furniture today and take your choice of free tax, free delivery, free interest until 2017. Best of all, there is no minimum, no money down, and no waiting.
The Triple Play. Get it today.
But only for a limited time at
Bernie and Bill, quality, comfort, and price. That's nice.
Want to be your kid's best friend? Buy a Namco pool. Namco, America's largest pool, patio, and game room superstore. Get ready for summer with this amazing deal. Our Madeira 18-foot pool, originally $28.99, can be in your backyard for only $3.99 when you purchase a premium pool package. And get reduced minimum financing. Place your order online now and pick up at a convenient in-store location. Namco, America's largest pool, patio, and game room superstore.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, is a direct diamond importer and producer. Compare this top chain store's 1-carat solitaires for $3,900 with our certified solitaires for $1,990. Also 1-carat solitaires for $990, 2-carat solitaires $1,990, 2-carat certified solitaires are $59.90, and 1-carat studs are $5.99. The jewelry exchange has most sizes and grades of GIA diamonds, thousands of mountings, and your diamond is set while you watch. Buy Diamond and Factory Direct, the jewelry exchange in Sudbury.
Coming up tonight here on WBZ News at 11, the tight real estate market's making it hard for homeowners to trade up. So many of them have come up with creative ways to make their homes feel bigger without spending a lot of money. We're going to reveal their secrets tonight right here at 11 o'clock.
Well, that does it for us. Good luck to the Bruins tonight. Red Sox also game 2. We got a big night here in Boston, and maybe we'll get lucky.
That's right. We'll get it all covered for you 11 o'clock. We hope you'll join us then. Have a great evening and enjoy the sunshine.